Hello, it's your boy Davidoff and welcome to my annual video where I announce who I want to win the Premiership in 2025. This video will contain 9 teams. Why? Because Gold Coast Essendon has not happened yet when I'm calling this video. The reason for that is I am on holiday on Wednesday and I'm returning on Tuesday before the final starts. So I got to record a bunch of videos before I go away. So just so you know, this video is recorded before that. We would imagine that Gold Coast will beat Essendon, but you never know. Crazier things have happened before. But yeah, just in case Gold Coast don't win, I got to include all 9 teams. Obviously just in case. So out of the 9 teams that are currently, well, 7 of those locked in. But out of the 9 teams that could be in the 8, this is what I think. Well, not what I think, actually. That's the next video. This is who I want to win the Premiership ranked. I'm going to go from 1st to 8th. I usually go from 8th to 1st. But because I support Hawthorn, we all know they're number 1. Hawthorn are number 1. Of course, I support them. Why would they not be? I want to see the Hawks, the mighty fighting Hawks, finally win the Premiership. It's been, well, it's only been 10 years. But for me, I've been a fan since 2017. So I'm still waiting for my first experience as a fan of a Premiership winning team. So it would be nice. But this season I felt we took a step back despite making finals again. Last year, despite having an awful start, second half of the season last year, we were incredible. We were brilliant. We looked like we could take on the world. We were so good. And we looked unstoppable sometimes. Unfortunately, that ended badly against Port Adelaide. But still, we had a very good season. A season above many people's expectations, and we were great. I thought this season we would build on that. But despite having a decent start, the cracks started to show. We couldn't perform against teams in the 8, and we just weren't good enough in general. We weren't performing well enough. We didn't have any high margin victories either. Generally speaking, it was quite disappointing watching us play most of the season. Even when we won, we looked vulnerable. So it was very frustrating to watch Hawthorn this season because I felt like, where was the team from last year? Because last year, first 8 rounds we were awful, one of the worst teams in the comp. But after that, we fixed it, we were incredible. This season felt like we're in the middle of that, or a bit of both at the same time. At our best, this season we've been very good. We've been competing against top teams. At our worst, we've been awful. bloody awful. And in some games, it's been happening. We've seen both in some games. We've seen the best and worst of both worlds this season. We've seen Hawthorn be awful and great. Sometimes we see it in the same game, and it's just really frustrating. We're not consistent enough, and there's plenty of times where we've not been able to perform fourth quarter. I can't even speak. Sorry, I'm tired. It's been a long day after work. There's been a few games where we've not been able to compete for the entire game, where we couldn't play 4 quarters, and that's worrying because if you can't do that, how can you expect to win a finals game? And it's been happening against teams in the 8 as well. Recently against Freo, against Adelaide, against Brisbane. All of these games away, all of these are very tough games. But all of these games, we couldn't play 4 quarters properly, and it was very annoying. Against Fremantle away, 3 quarters, we managed the game okay. Had some bad moments, but we managed it okay. 4th quarter, we didn't turn up. Freo turned up, they won the game. Fair play to them. They would deserve the win. Adelaide away, obviously, minor premiers, winning almost every game. Fair enough. But we had them. We had them on the ropes. But in the 2nd quarter, we couldn't score a point. In the 4th quarter, we couldn't kick a barn door. It's just it was just frustrating to watch us. We couldn't hit. No, the term is you couldn't hit a barn door. That's the term, not kick a barn door. You hit the barn door. Anyway, I'm going off the rails at the moment. But the point is, for half of that game, it was either us not being able to score or just making too many errors. And I feel like if we could manage 4 quarters in that game, we could have won that game. And it was really frustrating coming off that because even though Adelaide were much better than us, it felt like we could have taken something from that game. But at the end of the day, Adelaide deserved the win. Brisbane at the Gabba ended up only 10 points off. Made so many errors in the last quarter. I'm just like, damn it, it's happened again. So that worries me. I want us to win the flag. But I just based on what I've seen, I can't see it happening. So that's what brings me on to second and third place, because if Hawthorn can't win the flag, which I feel is likely to happen, I think get eliminated by week 2. I hope I'm wrong. Please go all the way, Hawks. Let's go, Hawks. But assuming what my head is thinking about Hawthorn, the teams I want to see win the Premiership the most after Hawthorn are Brisbane and Adelaide. These are 2 teams that I've liked a lot for years now. They are the teams I like the most. Well, them 2, probably Freo and Melbourne as well. Those are the teams that I like the most after Hawthorn. I've been consistent on that since like 2018 now. Yeah, if Hawthorn can't win, I'm just like, you know what? I want to see the Lions do it. I want to see the Crows do it. My ideal grand final is Adelaide v Brisbane. That is my ideal grand final. If Hawthorn can't make it, my ideal grand final is Hawthorn win the Premiership, regardless of who it's against. That's my ideal grand final. But if Hawthorn can't make it, which we probably will not, Adelaide v Brisbane, please. That's the one I want. Second place Adelaide, third place Brisbane. Those are the 2 teams that I like the most after Hawthorn. Those are the 2 teams I want to see win the Premiership the most after Hawthorn. So good luck to them both. I trust Brisbane more. Grand finalists last 2 years. They're not consistent either, but when they turn it on, they're incredible and pretty much unstoppable, as shown in their final series last year and some of the games they played this year, away at Geelong, away at Collingwood. So they could be firing on all cylinders once again in this final series. Adelaide, we got to see how they do in the finals first, because I don't quite trust them, but hopefully they get it right, because they got a tough game against Collingwood, a rematch from round 23. In 4th place, Fremantle. I actually like them, believe it or not, even though I was really frustrated with them last season, because last season they choked their opportunity at making the 8, and I was frustrated with them, so I went on a big rant about Freo. It's just like, why are you so bad? You're such chokers every single time. They proved all the haters right, because they've been called chokers for a long time, because they're known for messing up their season. But fair play to them. This season, they did not mess it up. They got a big win against a team that scores a lot of points. So fair play to Fremantle. They did really well. So if Hawthorn can't win it, and if the Lions or the Crows can't win it, it would be cool to see Freo win it, especially considering they've not won any Premiership before. I do like to see a first-time winner, so I think that would be pretty cool. And there's 3 teams that have not won the flag before in the finals, so that could be, well, if Gold Coast win, but the idea of seeing a first-time winner would be interesting, and it would be very interesting for the rivalry of West Coast if they have a flag each at Optus. That would be very interesting, especially considering how bad West Coast are. If that doesn't motivate West Coast to get better, I don't know what will. I don't think it will happen. I don't trust Freo in the finals. But again, just like Adelaide, who I also don't trust in the finals, it's on them to prove me wrong. In 5th place, Gold Coast. I don't like them that much, to be honest, but it's the idea of a first-time winner. Can you imagine Gold Coast winning a flag for the first time in 2025? That would be one for the history books. Something that we'll never forget. So it would be funny as well to see that happen. In 6th place, Western Bulldogs. I quite like them. I think they're a pretty good team. They play good football generally. This season has not been good enough, to be honest, generally speaking. They don't deserve to make finals. So hopefully Gold Coast win and kick them out, because they're just not been good enough. Even though they've hit over 95 points 18 times this season. When it mattered, they were awful against Freo, especially in the first half. So based on that Freo game, I don't think they deserve to be there. So Gold Coast need to get their act together and win their game against Essendon. But I don't mind Western Bulldogs. I don't hate them. If they won the Premiership this season, I would not be mad. As long as they don't smash Hawthorn along the way, I would not be mad about it. I would be like, okay, fair play. Western Bulldogs, Premiership winners. I can't see them doing it though, but I'm saying hypothetically, if they won the Premiership, I'd be like, okay, that's all right. if they don't beat Hawthorn, I'm okay, mate. That's great. Obviously, they might not make the 8 anyway, but if they're in the 8, then they'd be more like, I'd want them more than the 3 teams remaining GWS in 7th place, another club that's never won a Premiership. Obviously, they're a fairly new club in the grand scheme of things. I think the Giants being a first-time winner would be interesting, considering they've been close before. Well, I say close. They got smashed by Richmond. Absolutely battered. Embarrassed. My word, that was one of the worst grand finals ever that anyone's ever played. But still, the point is, they've had their moments. They've reached the grand final. They've been close in prelims. They've had their moments. They've played a lot of prelims by this point as well. Something's got to give at some point. Something's got to give at some point. Is this the year they finally do something? I guess you never know. They're in the position that Brisbane Lions won the flag from last season. So again, I guess you never know. But again, first time winner. That would be something that's nice to see. It would be. But I just don't like them as much as Gold Coast or Freo, which is why I've not put them above the Western Bulldogs. In 8th place, Collingwood. In 9th place, Geelong. This is pretty quick, as you guys, well, some of you guys that have been subscribed for a while, you know that I do not like Collingwood. Simple as that. And I'm a Hawthorn fan, so I don't want to see Geelong win the Premiership. Simple as that. That's pretty much, it's literally just that. I don't like Collingwood. Geelong are rivals to Hawthorn. That's all. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. If North Melbourne were in the finals, I put them bottom 2. Same with Essendon. It's about who I like and dislike sometimes. And yeah, this is obviously who I want to win the flag. Even though I've discussed teams' finals prospects as well in this video, it should be more about who I want to win. And it still was that. But yeah. So pretty much, apart from Collingwood and Geelong, anyone there wins the flag, I'd be like, okay. As long as they don't smash Hawthorn along the way, I'd be like, okay. If Hawthorn win it, obviously that's the best day, but best day of my year for sure. It would be 100% by far if Hawthorn win the flag. But I can't see it happening. My heart wants it. My head is saying no, no. Forget about it. Let's go next year. But I hope for a good, strong final showing. Even if we lose week 1, I want us to show that we can actually be a threat in the finals. And we were a threat last year, but this season I feel like there's more pressure on us to be a threat in the finals. And hopefully we can handle that. Brisbane Adelaide, really like them. So you got Hawthorn, team I support. Brisbane Adelaide, really like them. I quite like Freo. And then Gold Coast, first time winner would be nice. Western Bulldogs, they're okay. I don't mind them. Giants, first time winner would be interesting. Then you got Collingwood Geelong right at the bottom. 2 teams I just don't like, and hopefully neither of them sniff the grand final. Hopefully, my days. I have sat through a Collingwood Premiership. I've sat through a Geelong Premiership. I've had enough. I've sat through Richmond 3 out of 4. Okay, I need to see teams that I really like win the flag. Yeah, but don't start this nonsense about me not liking Richmond. I don't dislike Richmond. It's just that they won too many flags. So I didn't like how they were so dominant. I wanted them to stop winning. That was my issue with Richmond. I don't dislike the club. I think they're okay. I like them more than Carlton, that's for sure. But I'll tell you, if Brisbane win 3 out of 4, I'll also start to say Brisbane should stop winning premierships. Okay, it's not specific to Richmond. Before Richmond fans start getting angry at me again. It's like they do every year during the finals period. But yeah, there we go. That is my video for who I want to win the flag the most. This should be interesting. Sorry if the video felt rushed. It's just that I'm tired from work and I've got limited time to record these videos. On to the next one. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Cheers and goodbye.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it